Once upon a time, in a quiet village nestled between the hills, lived an elderly man named Elias. He was 75, but if you saw him walking the cobblestone streets, you'd think he had the spirit of a young man. His days were filled with laughter, visits to friends, and long, peaceful walks by the river. His neighbors often marveled at how active and lively he was, always sharing stories from his youth and helping anyone in need. One day, a curious young man named Luca, who had just turned 30, stopped Elias on his morning walk. "Elias," Luca said, "I've been hearing that after 70, life is mostly about waiting for the inevitable. But you don't seem like you're waiting for anything at all. How do you do it? How do you stay so full of life? What's your secret?" Elias smiled and leaned on his walking stick. "My boy, life after 70 isn't about counting the days. It's about making the days count. You see, people think the number of years you live after a certain age is a mystery, something hidden in a doctor's report or some magical calculation. But the real answer? It's written in how you live every day." Luca raised an eyebrow. "What do you mean?" Elias gestured around them. "Every sunrise I see, every conversation I share, every small kindness I offer, extends my life in a way no one can measure. It's not the length of your life that matters. It's the depth, the joy I find in the simplest moments, like walking this path, listening to the birds, or watching the river flow. That's where life is truly lived." The young man pondered Elias's words, but he wanted more clarity. "But how do you keep going, even with the struggles that come with age?" Elias chuckled. "Ah, the struggles. They're just part of the dance. I choose to see every day as a gift. I wake up with gratitude, move with purpose, and make room for joy. That's the secret. Every day you live with intention, you've already added life to your years, not just years to your life." Luca nodded, finally understanding. It wasn't about fearing the end or wondering how long one would live. It was about filling the moments between with meaning, love, and connection. From that day on, Elias became a beacon in the village. His story spread far and wide, not because of his age, but because of the way he lived. People from neighboring towns would visit just to sit and listen to him speak, hoping to catch a glimpse of the wisdom that made every day of his life feel timeless. And so Elias continued, day by day, living not for a number, but for the fullness of every breath, every sunrise, and every heartbeat. He taught those around him that life's length could never compare to its depth, and in doing so, his legacy became a story that would live on far beyond him. The answer to how long one might live, after all, wasn't found in a doctor's report or a magic formula. It was written in the way one lived each and every day. Want to know how long you might live after 70? The answer isn't found in a doctor's report or a magic formula. It's written in the way you live each day. In this video, we'll explore 6 key signs that reflect your health, vitality, and emotional well-being. Through the inspiring stories of real men thriving in their later years, you'll discover how things like physical mobility, mental sharpness, emotional strength, and a sense of purpose can shape your future. Stay tuned, because by the end, you'll have a fresh perspective on what your later years could look like. Sign 1. Physical mobility. Picture this. John is 78 years old, but if you saw him out and about, you'd never guess it. Every morning, without fail, he pulls on his comfortable shoes and takes a walk to the nearby market. It's not a long trek, but there's something special about how he moves. His steps are steady, his posture is upright, and he glides up and down the stairs as if they were flat ground. Carrying bags of groceries, chatting with neighbors along the way, John radiates an energy that people half his age admire. What's his secret? It's simple. John never stopped moving. You see, John's approach to life is something we can all learn from. It's not about following the latest health trends or pushing himself through grueling workouts. No, for John, it's about staying active in the most natural way possible. Every day, he moves his body, whether it's a walk to the store, bending to pick up something off the ground, or stretching his arms over his head. It's these small, regular actions that keep him sharp, mobile, and full of life. We often hear that staying active is important, but it's easy to push that thought aside, thinking we'll start tomorrow. But as John shows us, we don't need to wait for some big fitness plan to begin. We can start right now, right where we are. Whether we're 40, 60, or already in our 70s, every bit of movement helps. The key isn't about how fast we run or how much we lift. It's about how often we simply move. Aging isn't something we have to dread. In fact, by staying mobile, we can embrace it. Think about the small victories that come with staying active. Walking to the store without getting winded, climbing stairs without hesitation, and bending down to pick up a grandchild with ease. These are the things that matter. They're the moments that keep us independent and able to enjoy life to the fullest. Our bodies are built to move, and when we honor that, they reward us by staying strong. Regular movement, no matter how small, keeps our muscles firm, our joints flexible, and our hearts healthy. And the best part? We don't need to do anything fancy to see results. A short walk, stretching our arms, or even taking the stairs instead of the elevator, these small choices add up over time. We've all seen what happens when mobility starts to fade. Tasks that used to be easy, getting out of a chair, walking to the mailbox, become daunting. But with a little daily movement, we can prevent that. We can keep our independence, our freedom to do what we love, well into our later years. The science backs this up too. Research consistently shows that people who stay active as they age enjoy a higher quality of life. They sleep better, experience less pain, and remain more engaged with the world around them. It's not just about living longer, it's about living better. We've all seen examples of this in our lives. People like John, who stay active and seem to defy aging. They're not superhuman. They're just committed to movement. And we can be too. The small, everyday actions, like walking, stretching, bending, are what keep us vibrant. And when we make these movements a part of our routine, we're setting ourselves up for years of independence and vitality. We might think of aging as a loss of ability, but it doesn't have to be that way. Staying mobile can mean staying independent, healthy, and full of life. He's not just maintaining his body, he's preserving his freedom to live life on his own terms. And that's something we all want, isn't it? To be able to go where we want, do what we enjoy, and keep up with the people we care about. These are the things that matter most. Let's ask ourselves, what can we do today to move a little more? Can we take that walk? Stretch a little more? Stand up and move around during the day? It doesn't have to be much, but every step counts. We owe it to ourselves to make movement a priority. Because just like John, we want to age with strength, grace, and joy. Let's start now. Let's move today so that tomorrow and the years ahead are full of energy, independence, and the kind of vitality that makes us feel alive, no matter how many candles are on our birthday cake. Sign 2. Mental sharpness, Mike. He's 85, but you'd never know it by the way his mind works. Every morning, you'll find him with a crossword puzzle in hand, or tackling the latest brain teaser he found online. Mike loves challenging himself, and his favorite pastime is playing word games with his friends at the community center. There was this one time when, in the middle of a lively game of Scrabble, He played a word that not only earned him the win, but left everyone stunned at how quickly he came up with it. His friends, much younger than him, laughed in awe, calling him a genius. Mike's sharp thinking isn't just luck. It's something he's worked at, and it's kept him mentally vibrant throughout the years. His story shows how important it is to keep our brains active as we age. Engaging in mentally stimulating activities, like solving puzzles or playing games that challenge our thinking, helps keep our minds agile. For Mike, it's about having fun while staying mentally sharp, proving that our brains can stay strong with the right exercise. What Mike does teaches us a valuable lesson. Keeping the mind active can help delay cognitive decline and protect against conditions like memory loss and dementia. It doesn't have to be complicated. Reading, puzzles, games, or even learning something new can keep our brains healthy. Mike's life is a testament to how staying mentally engaged keeps the spark alive, allowing us to enjoy life with clarity and enthusiasm, no matter how old we get. Sign 3. Emotional resilience. At 75, Julia faced one of the hardest challenges of her life, the passing of her beloved husband. After more than 50 years together, the emptiness left behind was almost unbearable. The house felt quieter, the days felt longer, and the weight of her loss was heavy. But Julia, even in her grief, made a decision that would shape her future. She chose not to be consumed by sorrow, but to honor her husband's memory by continuing to live fully. Her life became a testament to the strength of the human spirit in the face of deep loss. Rather than retreat into isolation, Julia found herself exploring new interests. She had always loved flowers, so she started spending hours in her garden, transforming it into a place of beauty and tranquility. Each plant she nurtured, each flower that bloomed, was a reminder of the care and attention life requires, even in difficult times. But her curiosity didn't stop there. Julia took up knitting, creating intricate patterns that became more than just blankets and scarves. They were symbols of her patience and perseverance. And then, in an act of pure creativity, she learned how to paint. Her canvases were filled with vibrant colors and bold strokes, expressing emotions that words couldn't capture. Julia's resilience wasn't limited to her hobbies. She made a conscious effort to remain socially connected. Instead of withdrawing from the world, she sought out companionship and community. She regularly visited with her friends, joined local groups, and even started attending community events she had previously avoided. For Julia, these social ties were lifelines that kept her grounded and helped her feel less alone in her grief. Even in the hardest moments, she found strength in the people around her, proving that resilience isn't just an internal trait. It's something that can be nurtured through connection. This ability to adapt and thrive despite adversity is the essence of emotional resilience. It's not about ignoring the pain or pretending everything is fine. Instead, it's about acknowledging the heartache and then choosing to keep moving forward, finding new meaning along the way. As we get older, we inevitably encounter loss, whether it's the passing of a loved one, changes in our health, or the gradual shift in our abilities. But it's how we face these challenges that defines our experience of aging. Research has long confirmed that emotional resilience can play a vital role in both mental and physical well-being. Those who develop the ability to cope with life's challenges are not only more likely to experience emotional balance, but are also less susceptible to the health complications that come with chronic stress. Julia's approach to life, embracing new activities, staying socially engaged, and finding joy in the midst of sorrow, was more than just a coping mechanism. It was a way to safeguard her health, ensuring that her later years were filled with vitality. Resilience isn't something we're born with. It's something we build. It's the conscious choice to adapt, to learn, and to find meaning even when life throws its hardest challenges our way. In her garden, Julia found a metaphor for life. Just as the seasons change and plants grow in new directions, so too do we. In her knitting, she discovered that life's challenges, much like a complex pattern, can be woven into something beautiful over time. And in her painting, she unleashed her emotions, proving that creativity can be a powerful outlet for healing. But perhaps most importantly, Julia's commitment to staying connected with others was key to her resilience. She didn't allow herself to become isolated, knowing that support from others is essential in times of difficulty. Her friendships, her community, and her willingness to continue learning and growing all contributed to her emotional strength. With the right mindset, it can be a period of growth, creativity, and fulfillment. Her life is an example of how emotional resilience can lead to both a longer, healthier life and a deeper, more meaningful experience of the world around us. Let us choose to stay curious, to keep learning, and to seek out the joy that still exists, even in the midst of pain. Resilience, like Julia's, is something we can all cultivate, ensuring that our later years are not just about surviving, but truly living. Sign 4. Independence in daily tasks. At 85, David lives with a quiet grace, doing what many might not expect for someone his age. Every single morning, without fail, he rises with the sun and heads to his cozy kitchen. Eager to prepare a breakfast he takes pride in. It's not about convenience for David. It's about care. He selects the ingredients with intention, stirring memories into every dish, savoring each moment as he carefully prepares his favorite meals. His hands may show the passage of time, but they work with the precision of someone who's been doing this for decades. Once breakfast is done, David tidies up the kitchen, straightens up his home, and even takes a few moments to step into his garden. His love for his little patch of earth, where he nurtures his plants, reflects the love he has for staying in charge of his world. David isn't rejecting help because of pride or stubbornness. He doesn't wave off his family's offers of assistance with a haughty attitude. No, when his children or grandchildren say, "Let us help you, Grandpa," he simply smiles, maybe with a twinkle in his eye, and says, "I've got this. I can do it myself." There's a quiet strength in those words, not because he feels he has to prove something, but because he truly enjoys the process of doing it himself. The satisfaction he feels after making breakfast or running a quick errand, that's his joy. That's what makes him feel young. And it's something more. Those daily acts of independence, however small, keep David grounded in the present and connected to who he is. David's life is a living testament to the power of self-sufficiency. When he goes about his day, whether it's cooking his meals or doing a bit of cleaning, he's not just taking care of himself. He's preserving something much deeper. His independence is his lifeline. For David, the ability to complete these tasks on his own isn't just about staying active. It's a marker of his continued vitality, a sign that his body and mind are still sharp enough to take care of the essentials. And research backs this up. Those who, like David, maintain their independence well into their later years often live longer, healthier lives. Their physical fitness is evident in the way they move, and their mental sharpness shows in the way they plan their day, remember their to-dos, and solve the small problems life throws at them. When you see David walking down the street, picking up a few groceries, or perhaps tending to his flowers, you might not realize it, but you're witnessing something profound. It's not just an old man doing daily tasks. It's a man affirming that he is still very much in control of his life. Every errand he runs, every meal he cooks, is a statement. I am still capable. I still matter. I am still living life on my own terms. That sense of purpose, the fulfillment that comes from knowing you can rely on yourself, is a powerful driver of well-being. And that's what keeps David not just living, but thriving. Sign 5. Social connections. A good example for you is Hannah. At 83, Hannah is the spark that ignites every book club meeting. Picture her, seated in her cozy living room surrounded by shelves of well-worn novels, hosting a group of friends that spans generations. From her childhood friend, Margaret, who's been by her side for over 60 years, to the young neighbor, Emily, who recently joined, Hannah's gatherings bring together people with different stories, yet they all feel like part of the same circle. She has a way of weaving conversations, making every opinion feel valued, every story feel important. Her voice is soft but engaging, and when she laughs, it's the kind that makes others laugh too. Hannah doesn't just host these gatherings for the love of literature. It's her way of staying connected. She thrives on the energy of others, and her friends love her for how she makes them feel appreciated, understood, and included. The book club meetings are more than just discussions about novels. They're evenings filled with laughter, meaningful exchanges, and shared memories. Even after losing her husband 5 years ago, she refused to retreat into solitude. Instead, she leaned into her social circles even more. She invited more people into her life, creating a network of support that helped her navigate grief while staying vibrant and full of life. Research has shown how staying socially engaged plays a crucial role in aging well. It's easy to withdraw as we get older, but maintaining those connections can have a significant impact on health. Loneliness is often described as a silent killer, linked to increased risks of depression, memory loss, and physical decline. Her friendships keep her mentally sharp, emotionally resilient, and physically active. Every week, when her friends leave her home after their book club meeting, Hannah is left with a feeling of fulfillment. These moments feed her spirit and keep her connected to the world in meaningful ways. And it's not just the social interaction that benefits her. Engaging in thoughtful discussions stimulates her brain, and keeping her cognitive abilities sharp. Every lively debate about a plot twist or character's motive is like an intellectual workout that keeps her mind nimble. The young people in her book club adore her wisdom and the warmth she brings to their lives. And in return, they bring her fresh perspectives, new ideas, and a sense of vitality that comes from interacting with people who are at different stages of life. This diversity in her social connections enriches her life in unexpected ways. Staying socially active is about much more than preventing loneliness. It's about living with purpose and connection. Her story shows us that aging doesn't have to be synonymous with slowing down or isolating oneself. On the contrary, it can be a time to deepen relationships, to build new ones, and to continue engaging with the world around you. For Hannah, her friendships are a source of joy, comfort, and mental stimulation. They're the reason she continues to look forward to each new day. In fact, Hannah's friends often joke that her secret to a long life is her unstoppable curiosity, not just about books, but about people. She's always asking questions, always eager to hear what's new in someone's life, and that curiosity keeps her connected to the pulse of the world. It's this connection, this engagement with others, that has been her greatest asset as she ages. Whether it's through a book club, a neighborhood gathering, or even just regular phone calls with friends, staying socially active is one of the most powerful ways to age with grace and vitality. We can choose to surround ourselves with people who lift us up, who challenge us, and who make life's journey richer and more rewarding. It's not just the number of years that matter. It's the quality of those years. And Hannah's story is a shining example of how a life filled with meaningful connections can truly make all the difference. Sign 6, sense of purpose. At 90, Michelle's days are full of meaning. Each morning she wakes with a clear purpose. Her garden isn't just a pastime, it's her pride and joy, something she's nurtured for years. But it's more than that. Michelle also mentors younger women, offering advice and sharing her wisdom. She often says, the key to a long life is having something to look forward to every day. Michelle's purpose keeps her energized, mentally, physically, and emotionally. Studies show that having a sense of purpose extends life. It gives focus, fights off boredom, and fills each day with joy. Purpose keeps her thriving. Sense of purpose is one of the most powerful indicators of how long you might live after 70, and it goes far beyond any medical report or prescription. Having a sense of purpose, something that gives you a reason to get up in the morning, can truly be the difference between merely surviving and fully living. When you feel connected to something larger than yourself, whether it's caring for loved ones, engaging in a hobby, or simply contributing to your community, that sense of meaning acts as fuel for your body and mind. It gives you direction, energy, and a deeper sense of fulfillment that can keep you going even as the years add up. You see, having a sense of purpose is more than just about staying busy. It's about feeling like what you do matters, no matter how small it may seem to others. Maybe it's nurturing a garden that brings you joy, volunteering at a local center, or spending time with your grandchildren. Whatever it is, that connection to something you care about feeds your spirit. Studies have shown that people who have a strong sense of purpose tend to live longer, healthier lives. That purpose keeps the heart strong, the mind sharp, and the body in motion. Because you aren't just waking up to pass the time. You're waking up with a goal in mind, something that gives your days meaning. And here's another thing to remember. Your sense of purpose doesn't have to be grand or world-changing. Some people think they need to be changing the world to find meaning, but that's not true. It can be as simple as taking care of a pet, writing letters to family members, or being the person who always has a kind word for neighbors. The point is, whatever gives your life direction, no matter how simple or small it may seem, holds incredible power to keep you going. It's that steady reminder that your presence matters, and when you believe that, you naturally take better care of yourself, because you want to be around to continue contributing. So, if you're over 70 and wondering how to live longer, think about what gives your life purpose right now. What makes you feel needed or connected? If you don't have something yet, it's never too late to find it. Maybe it's time to rekindle an old passion, try something new, or reconnect with people in your life. Purpose can evolve and change with time, and the key is to keep searching for what lights up your soul. When you live with purpose, it not only gives your life meaning but also can be the secret to living longer and more joyfully, regardless of your age. The keys to a long and fulfilling life are right in front of us. Staying active, keeping your mind sharp, building emotional resilience, fostering strong relationships, and living with purpose. These are the markers that shape your future after 70. And the best part? It's never too late to make these changes and enrich your life. Thank you for watching. If this video resonated with you, be sure to like it and share it with someone who could benefit. Take care, and we'll see you in the next video.